springtime can bring fun activities for both you and your pet.
Absolutely. And joining us this morning to talk about those activities and safety is celebrity dog trainer and former host of Animal Planet's Good Dog U is Joel Silverman. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
So, of course, it is springtime. Can you kind of tell us how we can prepare our pets and our lovely animals for springtime activities?
Well, the one thing I recommend people to is really get your dog out and make sure your dog's on a leash. And if you've gotten your dog during the winter and you really haven't had a chance to train your dog, a lot of people will think for some reason because their dog is really, really good inside the house or in the backyard, the dog is good off leash, and they've never really gotten the dog out in the front yard because the weather really hasn't been great. So, getting your dog on a leash and making sure your dog is leash trained, your dog is trained to heel, really, really super important. Pet safety is pretty much the most important thing. The other thing I tell people is as the weather is nice, take advantage of that and try to get out and do your training outside, as I said, in the backyard, and then kind of move to the backyard, kind of a sterile area where the dog understands stuff, and then kind of start moving to the front yard. Mistake a lot of people make is training their dog in an area the dog has already got distractions in. Train your dog in an area where your dog doesn't have distractions in your house, backyard, then move that to the backyard or to the front yard or to areas where there are distractions. Agility, I tell people all the time, when you get your dog out there and you want to get out and start moving around and get outside, agility training, I don't really do it, but I've interviewed a lot of people from my TV shows, dozens of agility trainers, and agility is great. It's not anything you can compete if you want, but it's great for the human bond relationship. It gives you exercise, it gives the dog exercise, and it's just a great way to bond with your dog.
What are some of the other springtime activities that you can enjoy with your pet as we get out there and start enjoying the warm weather?
I think the big thing is hiking. I tell people that all the time, hiking with your dog, getting your dog out hiking, and as I said, training your dog in an area. The training should be a fun thing with your dog. But training your dog, people know me as a dog trainer, and so I'm all about, training your dog and, using positive reinforcement and stuff like that. But take your dog on hikes as well. Take your dog in grocery store. Take your dog into pet supermarkets, Petco's and things like that. Bring your dog there. That's a great way to get your dog desensitized at the same time. It's a great way to get your dog around other animals. If you want to go to dog parks, there are a lot of things to be careful about in dog parks because all it takes is one dog sometimes. I've seen this before. So if you are taking to dog parks, you want to be really, really super careful. Train dog using positive reinforcement. As I said, any people know me, knows I've been using Bill Jack treats for many, many years, and you're feeding the food. And train your dog using treats, using positive reinforcement. Eventually fade your dog off that food, fade your dog off the food, and increase tactile rewards, which is petting the dog. So your dog is working for you, not necessarily the food. But use the food to train the behavior, but don't stop using food until the behavior's trained.
So besides the positive reinforcement, and is there any other training methods that you use?
I'm all about positive reinforcement. My other training method is understanding that when we're dealing with bad behaviors, remember, and I say this in all my books, the completion of the bad behavior is a reward. Letting your dog play out actions is reinforcing. And so if your dog is jumping up on somebody, your dog is running out the front door, ignoring those behaviors and just pretending or turning your back on your dog where your dog is jumping up on you, you're not dealing with the issue. You need to interrupt the behavior. You need to find a way to interrupt the behavior. There's many different ways to do it. It could be with your dog's flat collar. It could be with a training collar of your choice, but you need to understand the completion of the bad behavior is a reward. And the reason I'm saying this is because there are some trainers that are out there that will tell you to just ignore the behavior. And just like your kid, if your kid goes in the street and you never communicate to your kid it's not right to go in the street, your kid's going to continue going in the street.
Right. Well, Joel, we appreciate you. JoelSilverman.net for more information. People can head over there and check out. We appreciate you giving us a few minutes here this morning.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Have a wonderful day, Joel.